What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, I'm Niqua. And if you're not new, hey girl, hey, welcome back. So today I'm doing my wife's nails. This is a very old video. I kept having other videos to post before I posted this one. So we're kind of throwing it back to my old camera. So I did both of her hands, but throughout the video, I'm only gonna show like one hand because I mean, realistically, if I do whatever I do to one hand, I'm gonna do to the other hand. So here I'm just using my Melody Susie nail drill on, I think it's like 15. Yeah, that's what it said over there in the corner. And I'm using a ceramic drill bit. I think this one is like it's not a coarse one. I think it's like a medium grit one. And I am just removing the gel polish off of the nails just so I can see what is lifted. I am not touching the natural nail at all. I'm literally just removing the gel polish from all 5 of her nails. And I have to use a ceramic bit because she don't really like the filing process. She doesn't like how it feels. So that's why I'm using the ceramic bit right now. And like I said, I'm just removing the gel polish, not necessarily removing any lifted area, just taking off the polish just so I can see what I'm working with and like what has lifted on her nails. Now that all the color has been removed, now we can see what damage has been done to these nails. So now I'm using another ceramic drill bit. This one is I think a cone bit. I think that's what it's called. But it's also like, it's not a coarse one, but I just use this one so that way I it's rounded on the tip, so that way if I do, I have less of a chance of hitting her natural nail, and I can just get in like the nooks and crannies. I'm using my Melody Susie drill on a speed of 10, as you can see up there in the corner, and with this bit I'm literally just removing what has lifted. And usually it's like around the corners of her nails that had lifted, because when I started doing her nails were super duper short. So as they grow out, of course, they separate around like the corners or whatnot. So that's like the main part that had lifted. And I'm also taking this time to kind of like debulk the nail, because I'm going to do a fill-in on her nails, and that way I'm debulking it and making sure her nails are not thick. What I do have on her nails now was hard gel. So the hard gel, you can't soak it off, you can only file it off. I wasn't trying to file off everything, but I was just trying to, like I said, get off what was lifted. I will say majority of her nails did really well. It was like minimal lifting, like I said, just mainly like in the corners, and like some of the nails it was on the free edge, and then majority of them was like in the corner areas, and then I think it was only like one, maybe two nails where majority of the nail had lifted. But I'm still learning. I'm trying to figure out how to, what I can do to her nails to make her nails not lift. So after I finish, like I said, I'm only going to show doing only one hand of this step, because clearly whatever I do to this hand, I'm going to do to the other hand as well. And I'm trying to make sure I don't create heat spikes for her, because she is very sensitive, so because she don't actually really get her nails done like that. So I'm trying to make this a pleasant experience, because I mean at the end of the day I gotta live with her. So I'm trying to make this a pleasant experience. So yes, I'm going to finish up this nail. Like I said, this nail was one that it had a good little amount of lifting, but if I'm not mistaken, I think this is her right hand, and she is right-handed. So actually, was this her right? Yeah, that's her right hand, and she is right-handed. So, and it's an index finger. So, and I think I couldn't properly what am I trying to say? I couldn't properly prep that nail, because she got bored, and a nail, the last nail set was lifting, and so she decided to pick it off while she was on the phone, not realizing what she was doing, and she kind of sort of damaged it. So because it was like really sensitive, so I couldn't really prep it how I needed to prep it. So that is the main reason why all that lifting is up. And that was me explaining to her what I was doing. And I was trying to get the lifting off, because she was asking questions. But yes, I'm just removing all the lifting. Now that we have got most of the lifting up, now I'm just pushing back her cuticles just to give me a little bit more nail estate. Ironically, her nails grow kind of fast, because I was doing her nails just about every 2 weeks. So Yeah, like her nails, it grew a little bit. It grew a good little bit in 2 weeks. So I'm just using my metal cuticle pusher and I'm just pushing back all of her cuticles. Usually I would use a plastic one, but her cuticles are so stubborn. So I had to use something that was kind of strong. So I'm pushing back all of her cuticles and scraping up the dead skin and, well, at least the dead cuticle that is on the nail plate. My bad. Cause this one, I just don't know what to do about this cuticle area. Like, I don't know. It's so hard to push back. So, any tips and tricks on how to, like, I guess I could get a cuticle softener and push her cuticles back like that. But it's like this one nail, like I can't get all of the cuticle. So, well, remove all the cuticles on the nail plate. So if you have any tips and tricks on that, please comment them down below. So I'm going to, of course, do this on all 10 nails and get ready to prep the natural nail for me to do polygel. She wanted to switch from doing hard gel to doing polygel. She just wanted to try something that was quicker than hard gel because I was just really getting the hang of hard gel. So my application of it was quite slow. Not even going to lie to you. But I've gotten a little bit faster at it now. But during this time, she was like, I really don't want to sit here for like 3 hours for you to do my nails. I was like, okay, so the quickest thing I can think of is to just do polygel. She was like, what's that? And I was like, it's like hard gel, but it's in the tube and you can soak it off. You don't have to file it off. And I'm a little bit faster at it than the hard gel. She was like, all right, we can do polygel then. So that's how we ended up doing polygel instead of doing a hard gel fill in on this nail set. I was trying to see if that was lifted, which it was, and then I ended up, don't worry, I did end up getting that lifting off. So now I'm going back with my Arbor Band bit and I'm just removing the shine from the natural nail and also removing like any cuticle that is on the nail plate. Looking back at it now, I definitely should have had my drill bit on a lower setting, but you know, hindsight is 2020. I think that's the saying. And girl, I ain't got no 2020 vision. My vision is terrible. I wear glasses. But yes. So here I'm just removing the shine from the natural nail and also trying to get the remaining cuticle that was on the nail plate off. So I'm doing multiple things in the same step. And yeah, I did that to both hands. Now that all the nails have been prepped, now I'm using my ASP dehydrator. Honestly, I really didn't need to use it because as you saw, I used the alcohol to remove the dust. But yeah, you see how dry that nail is? Oh my gracious. And I saw a little bit of dirt underneath one nail, so I cleaned it out. I was like, ew. And then I was just double checking to make sure there wasn't dirt under any of the other nails, which it was minimal dirt. But I don't even think it was dirt. I think it was like food or seasoning or something, because I think we had just ate after before I had did her nails. But anywho, I did use the dehydrator. Now I'm using the primer. Honestly, I need to get some more of this primer because I spilled it. So yeah, and plus I've had this primer for forever because honestly I don't really use primer on my nails because I change my nails so much. I don't want them to stay. So yeah, now I'm using my Connie. I don't exactly know how to pronounce it, but I'm using their base coat. Y'all, I love the tip of this brush. I told my wife she better be happy I love her because I'm using my good stuff on her. Like, I love this base coat and top coat. Like, oh, it is chef's kiss amazing. I love how easy the brush is to like get all up in the nooks and crannies because of the brush shape. The base coat is not too runny, and the top coat is a non-white top coat, and is everything that you can think nice about this base coat and top coat. I love this brand's base coat and top coat. I do want to eventually order some of their gel polish from Amazon. So I put her in the lamp to cure for 30 seconds, and while that hand was curing, I did go ahead and dehydrate and prime the other hand, and then I did the same thing. Like I said, what I do on one hand, I'm going to do on the other hand. But here, I just actually showed it on the other hand. All right, so now it's time for a polygel application. I'm doing a tiny bead of clear polygel. I would say the brand, but I cannot find that brand on Amazon anymore. So, yeah, I can't link it. So there's no need for me to say the brand. Now I have been using the McCart Clear Polygel, and y'all, I will say that McCart Clear Polygel is chef's kiss. I love how stiff it is, and like it doesn't stick to the brush. Like, I don't have to keep soaking my brush. When it cures very clear. Like, I have nothing but great things to say about the McCart Clear Polygel. So even though I can't link the one that I'm using down below, I will link that McCart one because honestly, this one was like my first brand of clear polygel that I had used. Like, so I didn't really have too much to go off of. So, but once I used that McCart one, I was like, oh, this one is definitely far more superior than the one that I was using. Because this one is kind of soft, but I just assumed that's how all polygels were. So yeah, I have learned that different polygels act very differently. So like I said, I'm not going to link the one that I am using right now, which granted, it wasn't a bad brand. I just know a brand that's a little bit better now. And plus, like I said, I can't find this brand on Amazon anymore, so I can't link them. But yeah, like I said, I will link the McCart one down below. But yeah, I'm just putting just the tiniest little dollop on her nail because her nails aren't that long, and I cure each one for 30 seconds just so I can just go ahead and move on to the next one and I can get it done faster. But in the end, I did do both hands a full 60-second cure in the lamp. I only did the 30-second one because I mean, granted, her hand is going to keep going in and out of the lamp, and realistically, ultimately it's all going to cure for 60 seconds except for the thumb, which would only be 30 seconds. But I just did 60 seconds at the end when I was finished with all the nails, just to be on the safe side and just to make sure all of the product is cured. But I didn't put that in this video, and I think I only showed me applying polygel on her pinky and ring fingers, because then this video would have been like an hour long, and I know y'all don't want to look at an hour long video. I will say that one trick that I have learned for polygel is to dip whatever you're going to put the polygel on. Like for me, it was this little spatula on the end of the brush. Dip it in alcohol, so, and like wipe off, like tap off the excess alcohol, and then that way it releases easier from whatever you're using to pick up the polygel with. Because later on down the line, I started using a cuticle pusher, like one of the plastic cuticle pushers, to apply the first dollop of polygel on her nail, and dipping it in the alcohol first and then putting the polygel on it made it a world of easier to like release from the utensil onto her nail. Because before I was having an issue of the polygel sticking to whatever I had it on. But yes, pro tip, use a little, like a dollop, just tap whatever you're going to use into some alcohol and use that to so that way the polygel can release onto the nail and get off of whatever you're using to transfer it to the nail. But don't use too much alcohol, because then it's gonna fall off whatever you're using. Just tips I've learned along the way. Then I'm using a paper towel and some alcohol, and I'm just wiping off the tacky layer from all of the nails. And because if you don't, you will gunk up your drill, either your nail file or your arbor band bit. Believe me, I have done that plenty of times too. But now I was gonna use just a hand file, because I mean it's polygel. You don't really need like a drill bit, because it's soft and you can definitely overfoul. But she did not like the feel of the hand file, because like I said, she don't really even like the arbor band bit. But it's just with the e-file I can go substantially faster. And I have also learned that if I have perfected my cuticle area, I don't need to really file over it. Like maybe just a quick little 1-2 just to make sure that it's flush. But if my cuticle area is perfected, I don't really need to file over that. So I have learned that along the way. So yes, I'm enjoying doing nails on other people. I have actually been doing one of my old coworkers' nails lately, and I've actually been enjoying learning like new little tips and tricks on how to do other people's nails, because I will say, is completely different than doing your own nail. Because I mean, for one, you can feel what you're doing, and for two, you can only do one hand at a time. So the fact that I can do two hands at the same time, and then like learn different ways of holding the drill, and when I need to put the drill in forward and when I need to put the drill in reverse, and just telling people to relax their hands, because I swear both my wife and my old coworker, they cannot relax their hand for nothing. But yeah, I actually am enjoying learning new little tips and tricks. So once I finish this, oh, and I forgot to mention, I am using my Melody Susie dust collector. This thing, please get you a dust collector. I've filed nails with a dust collector and I filed nails without a dust collector. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend. Please get you a dust collector. I will link that dust collector down below, but it don't even have to be the Melody Susie one, but I just love the Melody Susie dust collector. I got it for Christmas or my birthday, one of those two. But honestly, I love this thing. It keeps the dust particles from floating in the air because you don't want this stuff in your lungs. And I still would recommend wearing a mask as well, because I mean, it don't catch everything, but it catches a good little bit of it and it makes it substantially less messier. Now that I'm done promoting Melody Susie, just letting y'all know, not getting paid for this at all. But I do just love that Melody Susie dust collector. Now I am using my Saviland paint pots. I was going to use a different black gel polish that I had, but then I would have had to do 2 coats of that black, and I just wanted to only do 1 coat of a black gel polish and be done with it. So the Saviland paint pot it was. The brush that I'm using, I think it's like a size 4 brush. I'll link these brushes down below as well. I got these from Amazon. It comes in like a pack of 6, I do believe. And they're in different sizes. I think it's like 4, 6, 10, 15, and maybe like a 16 or something like that. But I ended up giving away the bigger brush because my nail beds are little. Everybody's nails that I've done nail beds are little, so I will never use the biggest one. So yeah, I gave that one away. But yeah, I am putting a thin layer of this black gel polish down, and I cured it for 60 seconds. I had to make sure that it was thin, because with these paint pots, they will wrinkle up if they are not fully cured and if you put it on entirely too thick. So with these, definitely a little bit goes a long way. I finally figured out a link for these from the Saviland website. So yes, I will actually link these down below. Now for the star of the show that was inadvertently cut out. I'm using my Soul Wink Cat Eye Gel Polish to do this little cat eye design. She chose this blue one because my wife loved dark colors. So what I did was I magnetized the whole entire nail, and I don't even know why I used this magnet because honestly, I've never used this magnet before. So I think that is why I ended up using that magnet, because I've never used it before. And I wanted to try to do something different. So I ended up magnetizing the whole entire nail. And then I came in with this circle magnet to just do like a little circle around like the free edge of the nail. And then I went back in with the long magnet to like make the design like brighter, I guess. I wish I could have showed it better. I think I only showed like 2 nails of me doing this because my camera died and I couldn't show any more of it. But it's like, I love how at the angle, like one way the nail looks black, and then you change the angle and you can see like the little design around like the free edge of the nail. She just wanted something minimal. She works in car sales, so of course she can't just have like blatant nails. But yeah, I did want the design to be minimal but still have a design, and she told me she got so many compliments on these nails because it was very subtle. So, like I said, my camera died, so I couldn't show doing at least 3 nails. I think I only showed doing 1. But now, oh, and then I did end up like flash curing each nail in between, because after I did the second nail, I realized the magnetization kept moving because the magnets kept interfering. So, with the cat eye gel. So I did end up flash curing each nail in between for like 10 seconds just to keep the gel polish, just to keep the particles where they were. But now I'm using my Connie. I don't know how to pronounce the brand, but I'm using their top coat. And when I tell you this Lord gracious, this top coat is so shiny. Oh my goodness, it is so shiny. And it's, like I said, a non-white top coat. And oh, this top coat is just amazing. I'm definitely gonna be purchasing some more of their gel polishes. But yeah, I also made sure I capped her free edge because she ends up usually chipping a nail. And before, it was because I couldn't cap the free edge because literally it was right on her skin. So yeah, her nails are still short, but they had a little bit of length to them. So yes, please make sure you cap those free edges if you can. I didn't do it before because like I said, her nails are super short, and I didn't want to get gel polish on her natural skin, on her skin. So that's why I didn't cap them before. But now she got a little bit of length to it, just a little bit. And now I cap her free edges. But I did cure this top coat for 60 seconds in my lamp, and we'll be back for the reveals. this is what her nails ended up looking like with the cuticle oil. They are so cute. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe and join the family. And until next time, bye.